Okay, this video is guidance on how to remove the steering wheel on a Range Rover L322. So before you do anything, because there's an airbag, you need to disconnect the battery. So first thing we'll do is go and disconnect the battery. Okay, so you need to open the bonnet and then remove the battery earth connection. So you've got two connections on the battery. Obviously the red is positive and the brown one is negative. Using a 10mm socket, undo the nut on the top here, okay, and then remove the negative battery lead off the battery terminal and put it somewhere out the way where it's not gonna. Now you need to leave that for 5 minutes just to let any residual charge die in the system before you look at the airbag. Okay, after releasing that, we now need to release the airbag. So this is just a simple tool with a flat end. And what we need to do now is under the back of the airbag, under the back here, there's a small round hole, and we need to insert this into the hole to release the airbag. So there's the hole there. We put that in there. Just apply a little bit of gentle pressure just to take the force off the airbag. Okay, and you've got to do one on that side and then remove that, and then we've got to do the same thing on the other side. Just push it in and you'll feel you're pushing against the spring. Okay, and then you'll feel that side clip off, and then what you do then is you can then gently pull the airbag away. Now there's two connections, two wiring connections at the top here that you need to remove. They can only go into one plug, so you can't put them back in the wrong way. But if you're not sure, you can just with your phone take a picture of them. Okay, now the connections should just pull out. Okay, now this steering wheel hasn't got a heating function, so there's no other connections to repair, but some steering wheels do have a heating wire that also connects up through here, and it threads through. Okay, the next thing we need to do is remove the central nut on the steering wheel. But before we do that, what we're going to do is remember the position, because if we take the steering wheel off, we need to get it back on. So what we do is get a little bit of masking tape onto the back cowling there on the steering wheel, and we'll use a pen, and what we'll do is we'll just mark with a pen a line just so we know what angle the steering wheel is when we took it off. Okay, then using a 16mm socket, we now need to undo the central nut. Okay, so it's done up pretty tight, but if you hold the steering wheel, okay, and maybe get a friend to help you, you can undo the nut, the central nut, okay, which you can then, it's actually a bolt, you can remove this. Okay, okay, so that's the bolt from the center of that. Okay, so then with the wires connected and the central bolt out, the airbag out the way, you can then remove, just pull the steering wheel off. Okay, and then when we put the new steering wheel back on, clearly you've actually got some marks on here as well that show you, but also double check the position we've got there. And then you put your new steering wheel on, connect your heated steering wheel, put your nut back in, do it up tightly, and then just your airbag just pushes back on and clips on those springs. Okay, and when you're happy everything's back on, reconnect your battery. Sometimes you need to do the steering lock, one lock to recalibrate the steering, and that will clear any faults, and then you'll be fine.